We're in China, baby.
All right, you've probably seen that, right? It started out with business class flights and gift bags and gourmet food and drinks, but this group of fashion influencers is now facing a wave of outrage online for taking part in a brand-sponsored trip to promote Shien. Shien is an internet shopping giant, very popular, especially with Gen Z, known for selling trendy clothes at low prices, but the Chinese company has been under scrutiny for issues like climate impact and labor practices, human rights, especially after a Bloomberg investigation found that Shien products were made with cotton from China's Xinjiang region. We'll get to more on that in a moment. Of course, the U.S., as you know, bans imports from that region, accusing China of horrific abuses of the Uyghur Muslim minority population there, including forced labor. There was even a bipartisan push in Congress just in May to ask the SEC to mandate independent verification that Shien is not using forced labor. But there was no sign of abuse in the rosy pictures painted by these influencers on TikTok.
I think I went in there not expecting the best conditions for the workers, but I was pleasantly surprised how clean it was. Like, some of the workers were waving at us and smiling.
Super organized, so it kind of like was on par with my expectations, the hopeful expectations I had.
We should note some of those influencers have since terminated their relationship with Shien. A Shien spokesperson told CNN the company has no suppliers in the Xinjiang region and it has zero tolerance for forced labor. Our next guest has investigated the fashion industry around the world, and she wrote in Fast Company, quote, "What this influencer trip incident reveals is that a few narrow-minded young people can conveniently believe and widely share a false narrative that allows them a free deluxe holiday." Maxine Badat joins us now. She's the author of a phenomenal book, Unraveled, The Life and Death of a Garment. Also with us on the environmental impact of all of this, our chief climate correspondent, Bill Weir. Good morning, guys. Thank you for being here. We've talked about this for the better part of a week since it happened. And then Maxine, I should note, a very good friend of mine from childhood, growing up in Minnesota, you wrote not only this really important book, but you wrote an article in Fast Company last week that was so striking to me, and you say this is a case study in propaganda.
Yeah, so this was a trip that was paid for by Shien. As you mentioned, it was this luxury trip, and it was, you know, having these influencers go to an innovation center of Shien, so not an actual factory. The Shien nor any other fashion company really owns the factories producing their garments. And these people, you know, said, even kind of claimed to be investigative journalists, asking these people who were working at this innovation center all about their day. And I think, you know, if you're in front of your boss at your place of work, being translated by your boss's company, you know, you're going to be saying something different than you might say in your own home, in your own privacy. So it was a real case study, I think, in propaganda more than anything else.
I want to read, we asked Shien about this, about the broader issues, about the pushback they've gotten, and part of their statement that they said to CNN says, quote, "Shien is committed to transparency, and this trip reflects one way in which we are listening to feedback, providing an opportunity to show a group of influencers how Shien works through a visit to our innovation center and enabling them to share their own insights with their followers." I mean, that's kind of exactly what you were laying out. An innovation center is not a factory. Like, sure, we'll grant you that, but what's your response to the statement itself?
Well, I mean, they weren't trying to, they were clearly trying to push a message of, right. You know, the influencers had the same talking points. They were repeating the same story and coming to the same conclusion based on the information that was presented to them. So I think it's that combined with, you know, these are TikTok influencers, and there's, you know, new reports coming out about how Gen Z is looking to influencers on TikTok for their news. So it's a really dangerous combination of this influencer economy, social media, and then this really hyper disposable fast fashion, of which Shien is the apex of it.
It really is the apex of it. So Bill, Maxine wrote, not in this piece, but in her book, that apparel production doubled from 2000 to 2015. Actually, every time I buy something, I think of Maxine, right. Truly, right. Because I have a guilt factor that I think we all shouldn't do. We need this, et cetera, because what she does in this book is actually investigative journalism. It is actually getting into these factories. It is actually seeing the climate impact of all of this. This is huge when it comes to climate.
Massive.
Massive, but it just seems like nothing's being done on the regulatory front when it comes to fast fashion and climate.
It's really difficult, as she said, that even the brands you know and love don't make their clothes. It's this Byzantine network of hundreds of different suppliers around the world, usually in the global south, where they're working in razor-thin margins. And so the pressures just to produce, much less worry about air and water and worker rights, it just doesn't exist. I've read statistics where anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 gallons of water is needed to make one pair of jeans, and 70 pairs of jeans are produced a second in the world, and 80% of those end up in landfills or incinerated. And when you think about the dyes, there was a saying in fashion that if you wanted to see next year's trends in colors, look at the certain rivers in Asia because of the pollution there. Now there are rivers in Bangladesh that are just black from all the different dyes flowing together there as well. And this just isn't thought of. And when we grew up in a world where a company had one line or a couple lines every season, and then they filled their stores, and whatever wasn't sold, went down the food chain sort of into resale and all of that. Now, this sort of fast fashion, one influencer like spins the whole machine faster. It makes it harder and harder to control the bad parts of our choices.
This is going to be an ignorant question. I literally buy clothes once a year, maybe at most. But can you explain, like, what is fast fashion? Like, what are they? And I was asking our colleague Andrew, who's kind of the brain power behind this idea, and also very fashionable. Explain to me what this is and why it's become such a critical thing right now.
Yeah. So fast fashion. So when we were growing up, there were 4 collections a season, 4 collections a year each season. There might be 100 pieces in that collection. And, when we were going back to school shopping, that was our main time of buying clothing for the year. You would buy, 1 or 2 outfits. That is completely different today. We have 5 times more clothing in our closet than we did in the 1980s. It's just a dramatic rise. Mm-hmm. And then you have these fast fashion players. You have kind of now traditional fast fashion players, which is your H&M, your Zara. They would produce, what was seen as crazy, thousands of products per quarter. Now you have Shien that is introducing thousands of new styles a day. A day. And Shien and Temu combined, they are shipping 600,000 pieces of product every day into the United States.
It's literally what I just underlined in your article, 600,000 packages a day into the United States.
Yep, and that is why this company is now valued more than more than Zara and H&M combined. It is just and we don't hear about it because it's happening on TikTok. It is completely, marketed and fueled by TikTok influencers, and Shien sending in free product to these influencers.
And if you look at how our wants and needs have evolved from an industry that was just to keep us warm at some point, and then became a symbol of who we are. That's how we get love and acceptance from society. Now it is literally, the business model is to sell you that 5-second charge of unboxing, and then it's over because you can't show yourself in that outfit ever again. Wow. It's planned obsolescence just on a global level.
So their argument, I know we have to go, the company's argument is that their business model reduces waste by producing small batches and only responding to the trend of the moment.
That is absolutely not true. They are air shipping their product that has an enormous environmental footprint. This industry has a larger carbon footprint than France, Germany, and the United Kingdom combined, and Shien is at the very top of
industry.
Yep.
And is responsible for at least 1/5 of water pollution.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Maxine.
Thank you guys very much.
Summer reading. It's important.